Hey guys, I'm TangyTango
I'm PandaTang.
and we're TeamTang. So here we have the last episode of how to play for the classes, and here we have the engineer class.
So the engineer class is generally recognised as anti-tank role compared to the other classes, and right now I'm going to discuss it like the usual videos.
Yes, so when we usually play engineer, we like to use it in the anti-tank role. Typically, I mean, it's best for the taking out tanks, helicopters, buildings, compared to the other classes.
And even so, enemies really need to use vehicles a lot. If we see like one guy using a tank, we tend to passively let him use a tank until he gets really annoying.
Yeah, until he starts affecting our kind of tactics, etc.
And also, we don't really like playing these maps. We don't enjoy playing maps like Port Valdez, Atacama, because they're usually Apache hauling.
Yeah, so it doesn't really like bring any kind of form of tactics to like kind of sort, because they're all generally just quite the same.
Yeah.
The same when you play it, because you know there's going to be a guy flying a chopper, there's a few tanks about.
And you get spawn rates. Yeah. And even we don't agree with that. So the effectiveness of this class, how it affects game modes, and what's best on.
Obviously you could take out tanks, buildings. You could even use it for anti-infantry if you wanted to. Personally, I think using as an anti-infantry role is quite cheap, but it's acceptable.
It's acceptable, but is it really necessary for people to use it as a assault class like role?
Depends, because if you're running around with the SMG and not really using your rocket launchers, you're not really using it to your full effectiveness, and
it kind of puts a disadvantage at your.
Yeah, I mean, you can't use the SMG for long range shooting. Well, you can, but it's not as good as the assault class, and maybe the rocket launcher would do a much better job of that.
And it's definitely best on the rush game mode, because obviously it involves a lot of MCOMs and vehicle based maps and that. The type of weapons we use, personally I use the kind of like Estimate Compact and AKS. Recently I've been using AKS and been enjoying it because of the marksman specialisation.
Didn't he like change the recoil for the AKS?
Yeah, to give it a bit more up and down recoil, and it really destroy the gun, and people started avoiding using it now.
I'd personally like to use the PP2000. It's a great gun. Lots of ammo. It's really good.
So what specs are the best? I think personally I go for the explosive damage. I think it really helps in situations. Take in mind I only really use this in when we really need to use it against tanks.
Personally, I think on vehicle based maps I like to take the extra rockets and extra explosive damage, but in infantry maps like Reek Harbour I prefer to use magnum ammo and maybe red dot depending on the gun.
What are people's opinions on explosive damage? Do you think it's useless or helpful in terms of like using RPG 84?
I think it helps a lot. You take out a tank in probably 3 hits tops.
But take in mind, if you got like multiple people shooting at the tank, do you really need it?
Depends, because you can generally tell if the team's not tank busting or not. Because if everyone's firing rockets, then you probably won't need it, but if you're the only one, you're probably going to need it.
What do you guys think about Carl Gustav? Do you hate it when people use it all the time? Ignore them like they have like a prime weapon?
Like I said before, it's an acceptable tactic, but it's cheap. It can definitely be countered, and will probably not really happen out for the win.
I'm guilty of doing it a very long time ago.
We're guilty of doing it.
And yeah, I can understand why people really hate it now, and it's a good thing they nerfed it, but it's not nerfed enough to stop it.
It's a rocket launcher, you can't make a rocket hit someone in 2 hits, or kill someone in 2 hits.
I'm fine with it, it's just excessive use of it that really annoys me, and it generally gets me to start using Carl Gustav and fight back. What do people prefer? Anti-tank mines or rocket launcher?
all depends. If you're playing on rush and you're playing defensive, on the defensive side, then obviously use your anti-tank mines, depending if you are tanks.
For us recently though, mines have been a bit dodgy, they haven't been blown up. Like, you just put it there and you can literally see tanks sitting on top of our mines and it just sat there like... Also with C4s it's been...
Yeah, C4s
really
don't detonate or anything.
And, you know, you just sit there thinking, what the fuck, and it just pisses us off. So we've been using rocket launcher lately.
Yeah, rocket launchers allow more control, to be honest.
Yes, considering that, what do you guys like RPG, AT4? Personally use RPG. I can't stand AT4 with its guidance sometimes.
Ever since I found out the RPG does more damage, I've been using that.
They do the same damage now. They nerfed the AT4 because of a glitch where you can destroy a tank in one hit underneath the tank. So, have we really covered everything now?
I think so.
Okay, so this is going to be the end. As usual, tell us what your favourite thing is about Engineer.
Your opinions on the topics we've been just covering.
And that's it. If the video's still running, we'll leave it running and enjoy the rest of the video. So please like, comment and subscribe.
Ammo. Okay, look out! I think we got some infantry headed our way. Good job! Ah, shit! I got some infantry. Target down.